Bible Jim here. Paul makes an interesting statement in the book of Philippians. Super interesting. I want to read it to you and see if you relate to it, okay? In chapter 1, verse 20, Paul says, I eagerly expect and hope that I will in no way be ashamed, but will have sufficient courage so that now as always Christ may be exalted in my body, whether by life or by death. For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. If I am to go on living in the body, that will mean fruitful labor for me. Yet what shall I choose? I do not know. I am torn between the two. I desire to depart and be with Christ, which is better by far. But if it is more necessary for you that I remain in the body, convinced I know that I will remain, and I will continue with all of you for your progress. Here's what Paul is saying here. Paul is saying, I'm torn between the two. I want to stay here and keep doing ministry, but I also want to go to be with the Lord, which is far better. But if God doesn't want to take me yet and wants me to stay, then I'll keep on serving the Lord, and I'll keep on serving you people. It's a great statement. A great statement. I wonder how many of us could make that same statement. First, that we are spending our life helping others and not just living for ourselves. I see far too many Christians just live for themselves. Sure, they have a great life, but they're just living for themselves. They're really not doing much to help other people. And yet that's what God tells us that he wants us to do. Later on in Philippians chapter 2, Paul says this, goes on to saying this, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourself. Each of you should look not only to your own interest, but also to the interest of others. Your attitude should be the same as that of Christ Jesus. So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, what are we doing? Why would God want to leave us here on earth? What are we doing for him that he doesn't want to take us yet to be with him? Because God's going to leave us here when we're doing something. So secondly, how anxious are you to actually leave this earth to be with the Lord? Because so many Christians are afraid of dying. Because they don't realize what's waiting for them. They don't realize that even though their body dies and goes into the grave or gets cremated or whatever, their spirit goes on. And here's what's interesting, okay?